Hello, and welcome back to Factory Town. In our last episode, we set up berry cake. And while there is some clear space here in setup, it's a rather large setup, and especially if you compare it to, sandwiches and extra cheese here, it's probably about the same amount, but I spread it out a little bit more. So I suppose I could have made it a little bit tighter, but it's fine. Took up a lot of space, but it's fine. So we have 3 things left to make for the tavern. Fish stew, meat stew, and apple pie. And this area out here, as I mentioned before, unless I flatten it, is kind of useless to me. And I don't really want to flatten it, because it's also kind of neat. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to make fish stew today. We're going to make it out in this area here someplace, I think. But then we also need a plan for apple pie and meat stew. And I think the apple pie is going to be here. And I think the meat stew is going to be around this area someplace. But we'll have to see if it'll fit. So let's take a look at the recipe for fish stew. Fish stew needs 2 kitchens. Yeah, let's start it here. This might be like a kind of a spaghetti-y kind of a layout, just for fun, to follow the terrain here. Fish stew. And fish stew. And then 1 kitchen for cooking the fish for the fish stew. And that might end up being maybe over here. Cooked fish. So I guess I should go through the numbers too. 6 seconds for 1. Well, that's 4. And we're going to steam boost both of these, so that becomes 6. That means 1 apiece out of each of these kitchens, which means that they need to have 2 total cooked fish coming in. The cooked fish, if we steam and fire boost this, that goes from 4, 8, 10, divided by 5 is 2 cooked fish per second, so that's perfect. And then I think I'm just going to wipe out some of these resources here. We don't really need them. And then what's next? 2 upgraded pastures for milk. No, wait, we need butter first. Sorry, 1 kitchen for butter. That'll go here. Butter. There it is. And then 2 upgraded pastures for milk, feeding into that. Maybe I'll flatten this little bit of a hill, though. That might be worth it. Use a small cursor this time. All right. Let's go back through this. We need to have 2 butter per second, because we want 2 fish per second, 2 fish stew per second. 2 butter per second is 1 fire and steam boosted kitchen, because 4, 8, 10 divided by 5 is 2. Which means we need to have 4 milk per second. If we do 2 upgraded pastures, 2 double upgraded pastures rather, then that is 4, 6, 8. Divided by 2 is 4. Wait. Only 1 pasture. Ooh. My notes are wrong. 1 pasture. Because this makes 4 normally, or will make 4 normally once the speed gets all the way up to boost here. And then plus 50% is 6, plus 50% again is 8. Divided by 2 is 4. So 1 pasture. Oops, wrong button. I'm going to press that button for the rest of this game. Alright. And then from this, we need to have, for 4 milk, we need to have 8 feed. So 2 grain mills will make 8 feed. Do like this, maybe. And that is because they're going to be air boosted. So that's 4, 8. Divided by 2 is 4 grain per second. And we need, or 4 feed per second rather, so we need 8, so that's 2 of these. So in order to have 8 feed, we need 16 grain. And 16 grain will be spread across 4 farms. And so I'm going to flatten this terrain here also. But we're still going to follow the terrain. We're just not going to deal with the hills. And then yes, there is some grain here, but it's almost certainly not in the right spot, and even if it is, it's fine. And we don't need trees for this build. Okay, so we want to do the same farm layout that we've been doing with the double... Yeah, let's put them back here, I think. With the double set, it's like that. And is that... We can actually go over... Maybe we can go over? No, we need to go forward by one. Here, and... One apart, by the way. And you... Now we can come over by 2. Or 1. And then this can go... Or these can be grain. And then this farm needs to be no closer than that. And that. And that's up on a block, but I think that's okay. It is, because we don't need to put farms back there. So each one of these is going to feed, or each pair of these, rather, is going to feed one of these. So I think we should do something a little like this, maybe? 1, 2, 3 is correct. So we could actually pull this back some. I'm going to put this up here, though, because of the water needs. That might be useful. Maybe we'll do it like that, I think, just for symmetry. And then this can go in here. How much water are we going to need? We need to have 4 milk, so that's 8 water. That's 16 wells. Yeah, we need the space for water. So that is the kitchen making butter. I think we'll move these then. Here somewhere. And then we can have the cooked fish coming in from over here. And then the final thing we need is a farm growing tomatoes. And it's a relatively small farm. Single farm, 21 farm tiles. Maybe we can just put it up here on this hill. Maybe we can make do. Do the farm tiles just to make sure. This is, oh yeah, this is 19. We'll just do 2 more there. Okay, tomato. Go ahead and get that planted. And we'll also get the other stuff planted as well. The grain. Because that's going to need some time to grow. Farm tile. So again, we'll do our 28 here. Oops, one too many. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. 6 there, and then these. Dang, Wally. Crazy mouse. There we go. And that is 68. I believe. 28 plus 6 is 34. Times 2 is 68. Yep. Grain. Dang. Being sloppy today. Alright, and then these are going to need wells. There and there. There and there. And then this one needed 16, I think it was. So we'll do... Eight. Let's delete this one. 8, 12, and I'll do 4 here, and that'll make 16. No, I can't do that. Wait, yes I can. Yes, I can. And then we'll have, we'll finish that up first. Let's do shoots going this way. And this way. You know what? Let's put it in the center. Just for funsies. Put it there. And then this one can come out and go here. It's not quite aligned to the same, but it's fine. Oops. There. And that's 4 grain per farm. which I think is okay for a shoot. And then we'll have 4 feed per shoot here. And then we can have the fertilizer coming back this way. We'll have to just jag this a little bit that way. And then come this way. There and there. And there. Splitters. Go here. There and there. And hopefully there's a little bit extra, because I would like to be able to get to split off of here and take some more to the tomatoes too. Let's put down the rest of these wells and then switch to the fluid pipe overlay. 2, 4, 8, 12, 16. And then this becomes fertilizer. And then we need milk, which we can pipe in. It's only 4 milk, so I think 1 fluid pipe is fine for that. Right here. I'm gonna operate under the hope that this is fine to do. But I'm gonna wait a minute until I figure out how I'm gonna route all this other stuff. So you're making butter. Butter's gonna go into these 2 here. Fish is going to do the same. Tomatoes are gonna do the same. So we're gonna have a floating train station here, unless I push these back a little. Train. Maybe I'll do a semi-floating train station anyway. Like that. So if we do tomatoes here, they can come out this way. Turn. And then come in this way. Yes, complainy. Oh, that's never gonna work because we had that problem before. Let's do this instead. You go like this then, and like that. I picked up a few tomatoes, but that's okay. And then these are going to come out 1 per second each. They'll be on cloth belts to here, and then metal belts to there. Grabbers, of course. You're gonna need fish, so we'll get a fishery. Gotta make sure that it is in the water, which it now is. I'll do it this way, maybe. Fish. And then I want one of these. And we need to have 2 fish. 2 fish per second, so that's a metal belt. And we need to have 2 fish per second, so that's going to be maybe more than 1 fishery. Didn't think about that. 1 worker can produce 4. With the earth boost, that's 8 divided by 4 is 2 fish per second. Okay, this will be perfect once we earth boost it. This is weird to me too. I don't know if I mentioned this before or not. That the fishery, which is a water-based building, uses an earth boost instead of a water boost. Especially considering how infrequent the use of water boosts are. I think it's, other than like the pumps and the wells, I think it's just these elemental refineries that use water boosts, which is kind of weird. That I would think that you'd do a water boost here with the fishery, but I think it's just because like the farms and the foresters and the mines are all earth boosted, so maybe they just kind of thought, well, let's keep it consistent. All right, so we need to have fire here, fire here, fire here. No fire there. So... yeah, so I'm gonna have to change the way that I do this somehow. So, did you get fertilizer? You did get fertilizer. Nice. Let's see, this needs to have 4 fuel value. Because we need to have 4 fuel value between the two because we need to have 2 fish stews. So 4 fuel value divided by 8 is a half per second. And then this one needs 2 fuel value per second because we're having 2 cooked fish per second. 2 fuel value divided by 8 is a quarter. So one magma setup should be perfectly fine here. But how to get it in all of this? The same problem as we've had before. Well, I think the butter can do the up and over method here. That frees up being able to put one thing in here. And that could be where the fuel goes. Now we need the fish also in here. The fish could also do the up and over. Maybe I'll put the fish on the ground and we'll do the fuel up and over. The third up and over. This can come this way. There, there. Can you get in there? Yes, you can. Like this and like this. Splitters go here. And then the fuel can come in right there and do this with the splitter there. And then the butter, of which we need 2 per second, so that's a metal belt, can do this method. And I think I'll just come out this on that level as well. Oops, wrong belt. One of these. Butter. Like that. You go here, and you go there. Okay, so next is fuel. We don't have any other magma-based things here, so let's just put down... let's see where this needs to go, actually, first. Cloth belt. This goes here. Then I can go back up. So this is where we'll have the grabber... no. The grabber needs to be here, or here. Okay, so we'll do a fire shrine right here, going that way, magma, and then we have rechargers, and then we go to the mana overlay. I'll go out here, there, there, here, and here. And then back into that one there. And now we need to have fire. Let's see. 22 pipes. Reverse that one. All right. This can come all the way down here. Trying to make sure I don't leave any pipes behind. Autosave, thank you. In you go. And that should be all good. I'm going to operate under the assumption it's close enough, especially because... oh, splitters. We don't need all of it anyway. There. There and there. So there'll be a belt here, and there'll be a belt here, and then a belt that goes this way and takes it over to that kitchen. I'll have a splitter here. Seems like when you use the splitters underground on one of the other layers, and they stop showing up on this layer, which is interesting. Did we get... Yep, we have one extra. Good. And then this will go like that. And be magma. Excellent. Technically, it's not an even balance, but it's fine because we're making enough for 4 and we only need 3. So the what's going up here will get used effectively constantly. We need the cooked fish. Why are you... Oh, there it comes now. Because it wasn't there yet. There wasn't fuel yet. And we need the fertilizer to get up here. So let's take this chute now. This way. Can this go right in there? And then we need a splitter here. And we need water up here. Somebody forgot the water. Ooh. Somebody also didn't do that. Here it comes. Well, there, here, and pipe. We were in the wrong layer, and choosing the right pipes fixed the layer. That's useful. That might be useful later. So that works. There goes the water and the fertilizer. And I think that's going to be enough water long term once it stabilizes, of course, or fills it all out to begin with. And we'll just have to see if this ends up being enough fertilizer or not. I think it's going to be, but if not, we'll just have to train in some more. So let's help this along. Fish stew. Fish stew. Nothing. All right, and then we'll come down here, grab our scaffold blocks, and one there, and one here, and then train. Okay, is it this one? It is. Let's go out a bunch. Oh, that was a good shot. Look at that good shot. And then skip 3 spaces, come down, or come out this far. Again, and there. This one needs to come from this side, but this one needs to just do that. Sorter can go here, and this will just be fish stew for now, at least. You know what? No, let's change this. I don't like it. Pause. I want to do this way instead. Oops, doggone it. Which way are you going? This way. Okay, fish stew here, fish stew here. And that might just be good enough. What's our hold up? Still the cooked fish. Did I misjudge this? No, it just needs all the boosts. Right now it's producing 4 every 5 seconds. It needs to eventually produce 10. Compared to these guys, which can take right now... Wait a minute. Where'd my happiness go? We have a deadlock. We have a deadlock. Oh boy, that's a deadlock. That's a factorial level deadlock. Can I find a simple train that is empty here in the deadlock? This one. Fire ether. Is that enough to undead the deadlock? No. Oh boy. Fire ether, magic robes, magic cloaks. Alright, I need to write this down now because I'm going to forget what I have. Fire ether, magic robe, magic cloak. Wood axe and cooked fish. Oh, don't let one more train in. Alright, yeah, we're going to need multiple rails here in town. Write those down. Pickaxe. This is messy. Well, it's a good thing we're otherwise done. Fertilizer? Oh, dang it. Too slow. Not let any more trains in right there, just for now. Maybe we can get the town to flush out. Well, that's one way to reset everything. Okay, well that tells me that I need to have that second rail here in town. Which means I have to think about how to build that, how to lay that out. But everything's fleshed out now, so now I can rebuild all those trains. Let's do them over here. Pause. This one. Start from the top. Fire Ether was a single tank car. Fire Ether. Go. Magic robes and magic cloaks were 4 boxcars. Magic cloak. Magic cloak. Magic robe. Okay. Wood axes and cooked fish would have been also that many boxcars. Cooked fish was in the front one, not that it matters a whole lot. I think it was anyway. And then wood axe here and here. Run. Pickaxes were by themselves in 2 boxcars. Guess I should have done axe for the wood axe, and then I would have gotten that much better. And then fertilizer was 4 hopper cars. And I'm just going to set it here. Fertilizer. And then that's going to go a long way before it actually has any fertilizer in it. And now we need fish stew. You and you are stew. That's going to come this way. So we already have this one set. We need to set this one. Okay. There we go. We have 92. 93 we ended up with. Okay. Well, the big holdup right now is the cooked fish. But we'll get that straightened out. Although I guess while I had firestones in here, I could have at least fire boosted it to help. It'll be alright. So, is there a way to avoid... Might be. If I use priority sorters here, like this. I think that one's right. This should make sure that the trains that are in the loop get priority over the trains that are trying to enter the loop. In theory. Now, I don't necessarily want to do that for the entrances and exits into the stations here, because, actually, as a matter of fact, if anything, I want the priority sort to be on them, because otherwise it could cause a train jam anyway. Why are you... Oh, because you're fueling. Must have needed extra fuel there. Our magma train. Although to be fair, we don't need nearly as much magma as we needed coal, but I guess we don't have it either because the yeah, like that. See, if this were to stop there, that train would stop. If a third train tried to come in there, then it could be a royal mess. Although I guess if a third train tried to come in there, then it would stop, and then this one could go. Hopefully we don't have that problem again. Where are we at with happiness now? Well, the houses have a little bit of inventory. We're back up to 4,000, which is good. 4,200 almost. And the last stretch of happiness gets us all the way to the plus 300%, I guess. There is no next step here, which is interesting. I would think there would be another step at 4,500, which would put us at 290 increase. I guess not. I guess level 28 would be the highest. All right. Well, we have some fish stew. We're not making very much, but we'll get there in another episode. So this actually we did due to the train jam, this episode did actually get to be long enough. So we're going to leave this here. And in the next episode, we'll work on meat stew or apple pie, and then after that, the other one. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.